Hello there. I'm Linda Schiller Hanna, and this is Inner Kid Keto, segment 37. I'm committed to doing a video every single day for a whole year. So we're already for over the first month. If you're just finding us, welcome aboard. If you're coming back, thank you for coming back. Thank you for being part of us. We are a growing community, kind of wrapped around the concept of healing our inner child, healing our body, healing our life one day at a time. Today's topic is Lighten Up. I have a really fun story to share about my mom. If she were still with us, she'd be 100 years old today. My mom had a sense of retained innocence and fun and lightness throughout her life. I think she was 55 or 60 when she tried inline roller skating. I was just astonished. I was too afraid to do it, but she just got up and went. Mom loved to go to the beach, and she would pick up almost every stone or shell. Isn't this pretty? Isn't this pretty? Isn't this pretty? Isn't this pretty? Her boyfriend one time said, she thinks they're all pretty. She could find beauty in everything. Well, I'm going to tell you a story about probably my favorite memory of my mother of all time. We lived in Washington State, and one weekend she said, let's go camping. And there were us three kids and Mom, and we drove to the beach. And we didn't have equipment. We had sleeping bags, but that's about it. And we went to a campsite, one of the state parks, and there was nobody at the front gate to take the money for. You're supposed to pay a little bit. But Mom didn't worry about that too much. She just figured we'd work it out. And it was getting dark, and my brother and sister, Joe and Teresa, went on down to the beach to walk along the surf. And Mom and I stayed back to make camp. So this is how she did it. There was a picnic table over here and the car over here, and she had a big sheet of plastic. She had some cans of peaches. So she got the plastic up on the top of the car and used cans of peaches to hold it down so it wouldn't flap off. And then made a little lean-to down to the ground with some more, I think, cans of peaches or something. And then she just put a blanket underneath that. And that's where we were going to sleep, under that little plastic lean-to. And I was kind of worried that she hadn't paid. You know, I think at that time it was only $3, but boy, she was counting her pennies. And my mom was always kind of unconventional in her attire. She was an Aquarius, and often Aquarius are a little out of the box. So because it was kind of windy, a little nippy that night, she had a swimming cap, a black bathing cap, and she put that on to keep her ears warm. And she got inside of her sleeping bag, but she didn't just wear regular pajamas. She had kind of a see-through negligee. She was just kind of her own kind of woman. Well, and I got inside another sleeping bag, and we just laid there in the dark and chit-chatted and waited for the kids to come back up. And it was really dark by then. And lo and behold, here comes the park ranger. And he comes around our little thing, and he's looking down, and Mom's in her black bathing cap and the sleeping bag, and we've got this ridiculous peaches put together plastic cover for our tent. He says, ma'am, have you paid? Well, no. Well, you need to pay. Well, there was no way Mom was going to get out of her sleeping bag in her see-through negligee because her purse was in the front of the car, in the front seat. So she got up and she held it up around her chest, the sleeping bag, and she hopped all the way around the car, leaned in, got the money out of her purse, handed it back to the ranger, and then hopped back. And then got under the blankets and back under the little lean-to thing. She did all of it with a straight face. as did I, as did the ranger. Everyone acted like this was no big deal. But as he drove off into the night, she and I giggled hysterically for at least an hour. It was just the funniest thing, how this little lady hopped around, handed the man her little money. And that's my favorite memory of my mom. Another one that, a teenager really didn't like, and I still tell this story. I think Friday night was buck night to go to the drive-in. Now, most of you are way too young to remember buck night or to remember even going to drive-ins, but they were still popular back then. You could fill the whole car for $1. So we're all going to go. I think we took some neighbor kids. And I was about 14 or 15, old enough to care about how my mother looked. Well, she put her hair up in pink foam rollers. She had on pedal pushers, a little summer blouse, and she decided to wear a fox fur around her collar, with a real fox with its mouth holding the fur. And I said, "Mom, don't wear that. My friends will see you." "Oh, I'm fine," she said, and there was no changing her mind. So we went to the drive-in, Mom with her pink rollers, her fox fur, and her pedal pushers. You just couldn't convince her to do otherwise. Now I think that's funny, but boy, when I was 14, it was tragic. Oh my goodness. My sister gave me a good affirmation. She learned this, I believe, in one of her weight loss groups years ago. I am thin and beautiful and eat only what I need. I am thin and beautiful and eat only what I need. You could say I'm thin and handsome and eat only what I need if you're a guy. Sometimes affirmations are a good way to retrain your brain and get things going. I've also made some little magnets for us. It's got our logo and it says, "This refrigerator contains food. Find love elsewhere." I'm hoping you'll learn to find love within yourself. If you want one of these, we have them for sale on eBay right now, and eventually we'll have them on our website once it's up, which is innerkidketo.com. If you're seeing this in early March 2025, we're not quite ready on the website. If you're seeing this months down the road, it's probably there. Hopefully it'll be there. All right, that's all I've got tonight, but I want you to lighten up. Just lighten up, have some fun, take some naps, play some games, call a friend, do something interactive, not just with a TV screen, not just with a YouTube screen, not just with me, but with real people, flesh and blood people. All right, God bless you. Linda Schiller Hanna hanging out, saying Linda Schiller Hanna signing out. And remember, our slogan is feed yourself love first. Not cans of peaches, but love. All right, you take care. Bye for now.